The common classifications of inventory. Remember chapter 4, merchandise on hand, merchandise inventory. That inventory, when we actually sold it, we recorded it as cost of merchandise sold on our income statement. Remember, our cost of inventory was our purchase price plus freight, insurance, cost to put it in service. Merchandise inventories are a huge part of the balance sheet on the asset side for major manufacturing companies. You see at Home Depot, it's 79% of their current assets. So it's a big number, it gets a lot of exposure. It's important to record this number properly. So let's move over to a manufacturing company. So we're not in the merchandising business anymore, we're in the manufacturing company. So let's pretend we build birdhouses. So our first inventory item we have is a materials inventory. So that's our raw materials used to make the product. So that for our birdhouse company, this would be wood. That's raw materials used to make the birdhouses. The work in process inventory is the labor, materials, and overhead that is put into partially completed products. So that would be the wood, the man time, and overhead for birdhouses that are almost completed. They're not done yet, they're somewhere in the process. The finished goods inventory would be the labor, the materials, and overhead costs associated with completed birdhouses. These are birdhouses that are ready to sell. Versus work in process, which is stuff that's not done yet. It's in the process, but it's not done yet. So let's look at an example of manufacturing chocolate bars. So we get our raw materials, which is cocoa and sugar. It goes into the process where there's some people on the line that we have some labor costs, and then we have some overhead costs in the factory. Depreciation on the equipment, electricity, factory supplies. It goes through the process, the chocolate bars get made, they're done, they become finished goods. Those finished goods are delivered and sold to the grocery store, which at that point we have revenue, and then we have cost of goods sold on our income statement. So with manufacturing companies, the inventory always has a footnote disclosure on the financial statements. So that's why these 3 buckets of inventory we looked at are important. So if we look at our birdhouse inventory, we have raw materials of $209,058,000. So that would be wood that we have on hand that we haven't used to build birdhouses yet. Our work in process would be $73,068,000. This is the materials, labor, and overhead associated with birdhouses that are in process of being built but are not done yet. And then we have our finished goods inventory of $404,666,000. This is the labor, overhead, and materials for birdhouses that are completed and ready to be sold. And then we add the 3 together and we get the total inventory number.